a decent amount, but I don't think we can actually pay for that. But some sort of fortification might be a good idea.
Now everybody's back. We can carry on.
Alright.
So, yay!
Yeah, so next morning,
Okay.
you wake and have some breakfast, probably, do your fencing.
Rakishly.
Implied.
Laurel will actually sort of send a guard to gather the others at the at his his shop. Balla will already be there
So to Laurel's shop, everyone. I'll move.
if you go.
That is just Raphael.
Is Jonas actually here?
Yeah, he's in.
I'm here.
Okay. I just thought I haven't heard you talk in a while, so.
Right, you have gathered us all here today to...
Marry these two.
Oh, finally.
Ballard and
Nairo.
Raphael.
No, it's Nairo and Zoe, actually.
They are best bird friends.
Yep.
The
BFFs.
the most high-ranking bird-woman marriage in hundreds of years.
Yeah.
It's only accepted. We accept it in Northside with a new decree.
Yeah, we are equal... Equality.
Birds and people.
Alright.
Birds are
Intelligent
people
birds.
too. Yeah.
Alright.
Sapient aliens.
Sidetracking
Such
a
beautiful
lot.
plumage.
Well, Laura will be in the garden. His new greenhouse is done,
Lovely greenhouse, yeah.
and there'll be a little bottle of like champagne, ready. When everyone arrives to the greenhouse.
Champagne.
Greenhouse is finished.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a grand opening.
Hooray.
We're gonna
Oh,
mingle.
yeah. Who arrives first, I suppose?
Probably.
Riff's house.
Well-
Riff and Raphael are close, I guess.
Yeah, we're probably the first to arrive.
Yeah, probably.
I suppose you'll see Laura and Ballard and some dour looking, champagne here.
Raphael looked at the champagne, look at the dour faces. Frowns.
Raphael, good to see that you could come to our little arrangement.
I never say no to an invitation from you, my friend. You know that. He looks at the
Good.
champagne.
Good.
What?
The house. Yeah. We have been friends now for some time.
He nods.
This is like an intervention almost.
He waits, not saying too much before Zoe's also there, and then he opens the bottle and
Well,
asks Ballard to get the glasses.
Yeah, Ballard will get the glasses.
Well, not fancy glasses, but and sort of give everyone a glass and sort of raise it and says, "Remember when we organized the North Side Alliance together? A few months
indeed.
ago? The determination we all had, the feeling of being together among a common goal, seems that we've been pushed into such a place again, doesn't it?"
Raphael nods slowly. Yes, it seems to have. The imperial family and the nobles seem determined not to leave us alone.
And it also seems that we have a hard time working on this goal with our current resources. We aren't really getting anywhere.
Riff nods.
He raises his champagne glass and says, "To determination and endless pursuit."
Raphael smiles, raises his glass. Determination and endless pursuit. That should be the slogan of Northside.
Yep.
And he drinks.
Ballard just downs the whole thing.
No, let's do
drinks as
this.
well.
Is it
Let's do this
Quite
quickly.
uncouthly.
One second. We can actually do this properly. We actually have Laurel's house mapped, right?
We do have
We
Laura's
do,
house.
we do.
We can go to Laura's house.
I'll open the map up.
Oh, I've never been to Laura's house.
You haven't been to Laurel's house?
Nope.
Oh, you haven't?
Not the map.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Freak it
Okay.
out. Freak it out.
One sec. Let me
By the way,
unlock it.
his apprentices are not at work today.
Oh, of
Okay,
course.
I'll drag them away.
Oh, look at this place.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, we already here. Yeah.
I copied everyone across because, you know,
House.
things.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same.
Also, his mother's not here today either.
Okay. Is your
Don't worry,
brother here?
Mother. I'm having friends over.
Is your brother here or is he out shopping as well?
He's just out. He's also out.
I'd
Well, it
imagine
usually takes. They usually go together because he has the physical strength, not the wits to do much.
are the apprentices here today?
No,
No?
not today.
You've got the house to yourself.
Holy crap.
Party!
This is, I think, he sort of looks to Bollard, we have talked and we've decided it's time to activate the project.
Yeah, Ballard nods.
It has been some time in coming, but it seems that the original purpose will have to be postponed some. He says, you should follow me. Been walking.
Riff quirks an eyebrow and says, "You're not gonna kill us, are you?"
Answer. He just looks slightly pained.
I'm
And,
so sorry.
In walking through the district, he sort of looks at the prison and says, the old prison, quite a magnificent structure, isn't it? Powerful, defensible, good location.
I suppose.
Down towards the south part of the district. The new workshop district. We built the military workshops here, but that is not all that was constructed. You see, during our time, well, my time in office, there were many issues, such as the issue of my eventual leaving said office. Elections, these things, they can be bothersome, problematic. Keeps walking. Certain fail-safes had to be put in place, you understand. Something that, if corruption were to strike again, we could easily root it out.
I see.
Right. What
Walks,
sort of
walk
fail
to
safes?
a statue of the Empress. You walk behind it through a basement door, basically down into what seems to be a maintenance room. Lord presses one of the stones, and a shelf moves to the side, and we enter a long, sort of narrow tunnel, dark and bleak.
Raphael lights
This
up and
way.
says, Laurel, a secret passage! I could kiss
yes.
you!
We
How
can take this, but
delightfully dramatic!
It seems to be a rather a sort of a maze, really, of different narrow tunnels. All of Laura seems to know the way by heart.
Yeah,
Let's
and
get to finally another door.
you see sometimes glancing down side passages, things that maybe you wouldn't want to touch. Lots of them.
Pits.
What?
Pits and like
Oh.
bubbling pools and
We'll continue and get to a door, very massive, made of steel. This is maybe about half an hour of walking. Laura not saying much. She looked at Bullard. Bullard, will you?
yep. He nods and he pushes with much of his strength on this door, and it slowly creaks open. Well, not really creaking, it's quite well oiled, but it looked like it would creak if given the chance. This big steel door slowly sliding open.
Like a vault, almost.
Yeah. There's no sort of, there's no markings on it or anything, it's just like this big flat slab of steel, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. And then
We enter into what seems to be a slightly broader hallway. It's just sort of warm here, and few sounds can be heard from all around. Laurel looks to you and says, "Welcome to Compound A."
And everyone, one sec, I'm going to move you back here because I see some people have got off the map. Everyone be prepared to drag your tokens. I'm going to reveal Compound A.
Is there a compound B? What?
Not yet.
Not yet.
That is classified.
Compound A!
Holy.
Down here.
Okay.
There's Laurel.
Hang on, I need to find the right music for this.
Yes.
I don't even. What the hell?
Well,
Okay.
So Riff has gone speechless.
Riff's confused. Like, she kind of wants to know what's going on, but doesn't quite know how to ask.
So as it looks at it and says, stay close.
She kind of juts out, like, staggers. Her words are very staggered. She says, what?
Laura,
Is Compound
Just
A?
go on.
They all salute you.
What the?
It says, at ease.
At ease? What is going on?
Can hear Tina in the background.
What? What the hell? Like,
It's, gather the rest. We need a new briefing.
but
Things have changed. Parameters have been modified.
the rest? What
Sir,
is
yes,
going
sir.
on?
So,
Manika, you're screwing with us. I don't believe this is freaking-
Compa-
What?
sort
What
of
is
gestures
going
to the chairs. Sit down, friends. There should be room enough. Most are out on duties.
Where do we sit in compound B second
Gestures
floor?
to sort of the different chairs.
Like, okay. It just sits on the nearest one.
He stands, picking up sort of a black leather folder from the table, opening it, looking through some papers, frowning slightly. As the different people gather, he nods to some of them. Slight greetings.
You missed
missed
Labour
one?
3.
There's a lot of labourers.
Labour 3 in
As
specifically.
he looks at Bod, looks at the others, and says, agents, friends. So far, you have done a very good job. Our missions have been carried out successfully, and everything seems to be operational at a very expertise level. It is known to me currently that there are many agents not currently at the compound. However, I'm sure you will all bring them this new mission statement. The parameters of our goals here have changed slightly, and our new mission statement as such will be to investigate, assist, and in all manners work towards the security of not only Northside but the rest of the Empire as well. This pertains to the operations against both, if necessary, the King and the Empress, as rectified in our vows. He sort of looks to them all gravely. It is understandable that this might seem a daunting task, but our past exercises have shown that we are up for anything. Which I can see in these files that you've done as I've requested. So it looks at one of them. Will you give me a briefing of the information that's been gathered?
One second, please. I assume the information you're referring to is what you PM'd me.
Yes.
Very well. The best person for this, I believe, Bureaucrat 5.
Okay.
Moves up.
Thol looks at the files he has and nods to the man to speak.
Goes ahead, puts them down on the table here. We've been doing quite a bit of investigation into the target. As you have requested, we have gathered information on him personally, his friends, associates, normal locations, all the parameters you could want.
It's good.
He spends the majority of his time, however, locked inside the manor house, normally within the same room. We can't get information on the room. The room is always blacked out by curtains, it seems. He does not tend to have many visitors either, though he does occasionally go out and seemingly moving towards the Silver Crow warehouse every now and again. This is on very rare occasions, however.
Good.
If he has any friends or associates, they will be within there.
It takes the report and says, good. Make a copy and put it in the war room.
Sir.
Says, also, these three, Raphael, Rithalind, and Zoe, will now be granted level 2 access to the compound.
Understood.
Treat them as fellow agents. Very well. I wish you all to greet them. And I suppose we will give them a slight tour of the facilities.
Very good, sir.
Carry on.
He takes the papers and moves towards this room.
Looks yes, further mission briefing will come later. For now, carry on with your duties. Bring out the words I have spoken to the rest of our members.
Yes, sir. But not that room.
Oh, what's to his friends of this? So it's just, I suppose you are slightly confused.
Raphael leaps from his chair. Confused? I am delighted, Laurel. I thought you were so boring. Look at this. He points around. It is delightfully dramatic. I have been so wrong about you. I am sorry.
I have been working late many hours and many days, getting this project up and standing.
Okay, what project and what a mission and... Woo!
Currently, these facilities will work well to support us in our work as a group, our own group independent from the Loyalists, in completing our goals of protecting the Imperial stability. Besides, it also has all the facilities necessary to withstand a siege. It is as well hidden as any underground facility can be. Cannot be secretly or magically found. It has supplies to last for years for the number of people it can support. A little over 20, about 30, really. It has places for production of weapons, alchemy, magic, training facilities, kitchens, baths, sleeping quarters, anything we might require. Besides that, we have a team of loyal, she looks around, well, agents, capable of doing any job we might find necessary. Gathering information, transcribing information, access to public or state secrets. We have people capable of infiltrating, stalking, scouting, and, if necessary, fighting rather well. All loyal to a fault.
Interesting. Where do you find all of these people?
Around. Not an easy task, I can assure you. Mr. Bullard says, we have, of course, the compound was originally made with just the capacity of these people and us in mind. However, it should be good enough to fit all of you as well. If you so desire.
I would love to. I've always dreamed of being part of a secret organization.
Outside has many different exits that end at many landmarks through Northside. It should be able to quickly take you to many different places, all hidden, of course. But I think it's necessary to have more than one exit.
Of course.
The biggest hazard entering and leaving this place is the labyrinth. You must know it perfectly, or else horrible things will most likely befall you.
Yes. It is currently localized under the newly constructed work prison, an elaborate scheme to hide its location and construction. The plan has been thought through very well, And with this new mission statement, we should have facilities enough to work with.
What mission and what plan?
Yes, our current mission statement will be to, as I said, aid us with this compound. These facilities are ours to use. Just spread his hands. Bolland and I discussed it for long, and it seemed that it could not be avoided. And so I welcome you to this, our new clubhouse.
Our secret base, if you will.
I do will, yes. Excellent, excellent. Raphael walks around, looking at everything. This, yes, this is excellent. I had a pet project of mine, thinking as well. I did not know that this has gone so far and so secret. I love it.
Oh,
Absolutely
no,
marvelous.
It is, of course, also all rectified by the Lord Mayor at the time of construction.
Yes.
The papers state that it will not be disclosed to any future Lord Mayors or any other agencies ever, and that it can operate freely from any government or any future law. With absolution from any existing ones as well. It is all completely legal, technically.
Raphael nods. That is good. That is good. Well, I suppose we can discuss some of what I was thinking about later on. There seems to be a bureaucrat behind you. He points.
Turns and looks at the man.
So Arkenbrack, with these new agents, would you require them to have access on the main doors?
Looks at them and says, I think that would be best, yes.
He nods.
Yeah.
Very, very well. Please bring them through into the war room. I will prepare the equipment to set it up.
Ballard turns and explains that he says, in order to enter the labyrinth from most or even all of the entries, we have modified versions of the identity scanners that the guards carry, and the doors will only open for people with verified identities.
There's another security measure to ensure that no one randomly stumbles into the deadly labyrinth.
Seems wise.
Riff nods and says, okay, so when we started the alliance we were equals. From the sounds of it, you expect us three to become your agents.
We are all agents.
Riff nods and says, so long as we all stay on a level peg when it comes to ranks, I suppose.
I will not be ordering you around, friend. I do not wish such commandment, and as you know, I am rather fond of autonomy. Our agents do what they know is best, and they do so freely. We suggest them things that we would like to do, and they can ask us for things that they would enjoy.
Raphael smiles. I respect you too much to salute to you, I think.
That will not be necessary. You might forgive the others for doing it to you, however.
That's fine. He waves at them.
Riff nods and says, I do have a project of my own. I wouldn't mind stealing a few, but I suppose if it's autonomous in this sense...
We have access to all the books of all public and, all north side available libraries. With my considerable leverage, I have been able to gain access to many libraries, and we have transcripts of many important books, if not access to the libraries themselves. It seemed like a prudent move. We did not know how long we would have access to these means, and so most of what we've been spending time on has currently been missions to acquire knowledge that might later be very hard to come by, even if it now did not seem important.
To put it into perspective, how many man-hours have been spent on this project, plans began to be put into action almost directly after Laurel's induction into government.
Or not. It is certainly one of the first projects begun, and the others have worked with it in mind.
Raphael looks around and says, how close are we to the sewers from here? Do you have any, like, emergency exits
A
or...
good distance. We did not want the sewers to be interactive with our labyrinth. It seemed unsafe.
Yes.
There are, however, many secret entrances and exits to this place. We will know if anyone breaches the doors without required ID. The labyrinth will give us time to escape while they're going through it.
You have poured considerable amounts of resources into this, I must say. This cannot have been cheap to the coffers. He looks around.
He said, no, it most certainly was not.
Interesting.
The North Side Treasury.
I see. Well, he shrugs. Since we are speaking out from the heart, let me just quickly brief you on what I have been thinking about.
So he looks to Laurel. That money was not yours, Laurel.
This is, no, of course not.
That was the people's money. How can you...
And this is the people's operation. She looked at Zoe. We had to find some way in which we could ensure that Saint Lorraine did not happen again. So this is that way. This is to ensure that they will never be abused, that this district will never succumb to the corruption once more. She looks to Ballard. We have all felt directly what this corruption can do, and we did not want this to happen again. When the next corrupt politician gains power on Northside, we wanted to be ready for it.
Riff looks to Raphael and says, you were saying?
He grabs a hand. It's nothing too spectacular yet, but I was moving along the same lines as was suggested before. Like, we want to bring prosperity to the district, yes, and we also want to drape us in some sort of protection against the ires of the king and the other nobles. And for that reason, I was quite keen on coming to the royal ball, as you can recall. Once we go there, I have worked quite tenaciously, speaking to the nobles, socializing, flirting with the ladies, and trying to be as mysterious and charming as I possibly can. He smiles. The reason for this is quite simple. I have worked the crowd, as it were, to gain interest in a dance hall I plan to construct here in Northside. The dance hall will be our something of a insurance policy as well. We will have a lot of nobles, hopefully, coming here to party. Northside is something they never actually involve themselves in normally, but to go here for fun, that can be very interesting to a bored noble who has seen everything and heard everything. But Northside is dangerous and dark and mysterious, and frankly, they find it exciting to slum it with the lower classes. As such, providing them a, so to speak, safe way to do so, and making them feel excited, is a good way to draw some of the young ones from the noble families to the district. And if we can ingratiate ourselves to these people, they will, by their mere presence and influence, actually work as a deterrent from whatever parents they might have that come after us. Would the Lady Orlane raid Northside compounds, for instance, if she knew that, well, her only son was actually partaking in some of the joyous occasions in the dance hall? Maybe, maybe not, but it works as a deterrent, I think. It's basically a twofold front. Keeping up appearances, while we can operate secretly beneath it. My original thought was, of course, to have some sort of well, as you put it, clubhouse built into the thing. But since you already, proceeded with that, it moves around. Perhaps it will be enough to just connect it to the network.
Well,
But it is also
certainly be done if necessary.
that is also a way to gather rumors and comings and goings of what their families are up to. They come here, have fun, they protect us with their mere presence and affections. We get rumors in return, and I have started to think I should start teaching some of these people. Dance and swordplay are closely intertwined. I can teach both. The more people I know, the more people that likes us, the more allies we will have in the power play of the city. It seemed like a good move to me.
Yes, I agree.
Because say what you want about you, Laurel, but you're not exactly the most sociable.
I try. However, work seems to distract me. As you can see, I have had a lot on my mind.
Raphael, like, jovially pats him on the shoulder. I know you try, Laurel. I know you try, but for the face, the smiling, ingratiating face facing outward from north side to all the other districts, I have humbly appointed myself. He smiles.
Well, no, if necessary. We certainly, with the new grants, would be able to set up what we've already set up for some local businesses, which is basically a startup grant and a bit of district aid, given that you hire district people to do the work for you. One of my promises to the people was to ensure that there were work for everyone, and that has proven rather difficult.
Certainly. I would be glad to. I would be definitely glad to. I have already gathered quite a few favors, actually, at the Royal Ball. A lot of people are talking, and that is good. If the construction can begin sooner rather than later, we can capitalize on that interest I have drummed up.
Well, that's, I don't know how much is necessary, but
I do have a list.
Riff will say, depending on how much you're looking at, I think I would be able to put my hand in it. I only have one request. Is my own tiny little room so that I can escape from it all. And kind of grins towards Raphael. Maybe even a partition of a wall, of a room. And I do have funds, obviously, so I can help with the cost of such a project.
My original thought was to finance this slowly over the months while working and greasing contacts and whatnot. But if we have more readily resources available, this can go much faster.
Well, we will certainly see. I would not put too many resources to the boot. It would seem too conspicuous. However, a startup grant can certainly be given, as it has to many others. So, I assume you would put this then in the entertainment district.
Indeed so.
Under our dear friend Moons here, who has proven a trustworthy ally.
And quite the party person, if I he sort of trails off looking troubled.
Yes, fireworks.
Yes, yes. It will be wonderful. It will be absolutely delightful. He basically hands over a list to Laurel.
Oh, takes it, puts it with the others. And says, feel free to explore this place a little. Make yourself, well, it would be good for you to know what's where, and for what purpose.
Raphael nods.
Go on, give us a pointing tour.
Yeah, give us a pointing tour of the secret base you built.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Was this
I can.
on a scale from
Do
1
you
to
wanna
10,
do
how
Jake,
unexpected
or-
was this project?
Yeah, sure. I can.
This was a 15, I think.
On a scale of what?
1 to
1 to
10.
10, unexpected.
10.
Yeah.
A 9 or 8. I know something was going on because they have been hinting at it.
I had
Yeah, it's like
no-
always, Laurel and Ballard are hanging out in the hall, and.
I never found it weird. I
That's
never saw
Time
it
was
coming.
oblivious.
No, but let's start. Do you want to do with the southern side, and I'll do the northern side?
Sure. So this is basically our prison here. This is where if we capture anyone that we need to squeeze information out of, we chuck them in there. This is the forge room, or
Armory.
yeah, armory, kind of, where we store all our military equipment.
Yeah.
This is our training room, where people can go to spar or smack dummies all day. Over here's the lavatory. We got bathrooms and stuff. Here's the laundry room for the cleaning of clothing. Here's Ballard's room. Don't go in there.
Do we get
Here's
rooms?
the kitchen.
Do
Well,
we
I
get
mean,
rooms? I mean, come on.
maybe eventually. I mean, it started off with just me and Laurel in mind. Yeah, and then here's the kitchen. Here's the baths. Here's like the bunk room for agents, and then we're in the common room right now.
Common room has room for dining sort of arrangements and such. It has also got a lot of hammocks that can be hanging from the rafters. Sure that there's more sleeping quarters necessary. Over here we have a storeroom for a large amount of iron supplies, clean water, the like. We are tapped into the city's clean water supply, so that is at least something. And with these supplies, we should be able to last quite the siege. Over here we have a scriptorium where our bureaucrats can work on different papers and artwork. Here we have the war room and a collection of maps containing pretty much any public building any maps we were able to scour from the entire city with the Lord Mayor access. Here we have a library with any books we were able to scour with the Lord Mayor access, or at least copies of some, access points for others, IDs, whatnot. Laurel's room. Yeah, don't go in there either. And the larger alchemy lab. We needed a really good one. Also, kind of for Laurel's use, but identifying blood and whatnot. You never know what you're gonna need.
It's the crime lab.
Forensics lab, yes.
Sure.
Laurel,
Then
yeah,
working, we have a good 20 people. 5 people specialized in archery and sort of ranged stealth. 5 people specialized in direct combat. 5 people working as day-to-day laborers, keeping this place running and keeping it clean, repairing equipment, cooking, these things. And then we have 5 people specialized in bureaucratic work, in paperwork, in law, and in governmental business.
I want a room down here.
Riff totally wants a room down here.
well, you're going to add a new corridor or something.
Just
Yeah.
pick it out,
But,
time to
but this
expand.
is the current thing. It's operational. Everything seems to be going well. At the
Sure.
level.
Sure.
So I thought, well, yeah. You're showing around.
I mean, at some point we could probably stick a corridor off here. If you guys wanted.
Is this why you built the nuke? If this gets compromised, you open the nuke box.
It certainly was a thought, yes.
Yeah, just melts it.
We have time to leave, basically. Put some fire on top of the lead box, let it burn through, and when the people kicking the door, they're all going to get poisoned to death. So
Is it like a thermite fuse that it
Basically.
has to trickle down through the metal?
basically, so we have time to get away. There are quite a few secret passages out of this place as well. It's just a main one.
Yeah,
I'm
there are
looking
many.
I'm looking
Many.
at them, and it's just
Like
like there are more
8,
secret
9.
passages than not.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
at least half the rooms have them.
that goes to the labyrinth in different places. So
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
All right.
I guess in that case we go to the war room. Like, well,
Yep. And that's where you get your IDs approved for use on the ID scanners, so that you're actually allowed to come in.
right. Okay.
also we want the maps of the place that the Erlane kid has been going to. I'll open the folder and fold out the maps and such.
Yep, bureaucrat over there gestures for people to come over. As he seems to open the globe up.
the group.
Is there a bar? in there?
No,
Sort of smiles slightly.
no. Inside seems to be some rather strange, combination of alchemical and arcane tools.
We had to get a
A combination
Entity
globe
exposure.
trunk.
Yeah.
It seems to be their device used to make the alterations to the IDs.
So Raphael should probably go over there.
Another project that was necessary for this.
Raphael, you're such a rogue, Laurel, such a lawbreaker. You wouldn't believe it when you saw him. Smiles.
He goes ahead and makes the changes.
So delightfully anarchic, isn't he?
The bureaucrat seems quite confident, but he makes some jokes with Raphael.